Hi, this video is the demonstration of the FUT linear scar from this length. Again, not all scar lengths are the same. Why? It's just depends on how much hair you had to move. If you do 4 to 5,000 grafts or 3,000 above, your length of scarf is from ear to ear. If you do like 1,000 or 1,500 or less, then the scar's length is shorter because the more you do the more you do the surgery in terms of the number of grafts, the bigger the graft, the more you had to cut to get the bigger number of grafts. So the length varies from one individual depending on how many grafts we need to harvest, and the width of the scar can stretch bigger, and some of my scar will be bigger than this, and some of them will be even smaller than this. It just depends on the individual. The bigger surgery tend to have the scar tend to stretch a little bit bigger, but again, it's not significant, but it can be. And then again, it's not just the how much hair graft to harvest, but sometimes it's due to genetics as well, not just the size of the surgery. Genetics play a big role. Some people just produce excellent small scar, and some people produce bigger scar due to their genetics sometimes. I try my best to use the latest technology called trichophytic closure to make the scar smaller. So the downside of the strip is not just a linear scar, you cannot shave your head, but it's more invasive than the FUE, more bleeding, more chance of infection. But the good part of the FUT is you can move a large number of grafts per day. You can go on 4,000 or 5,000 grafts per day. And so especially for advanced hair loss, you can reach your goal faster. And you tend to have better result than the FUE because it's 10% growth rate, better than the FUE. And not just cheaper and better density, but we move a large number of grafts per day. On the other side, the FUE, the benefit is tiny dots of scar allow you to wear your hair shorter. We don't cut to the scalp, we just harvest one root at a time. So that means less invasive, less bleeding, less chance of infection with the FUE. And because the tiny dots of scar, you can wear your hair shorter. But the downside of FUE are the cost is more expensive. We can do a smaller number of grafts per day, harvest around 2,500 to 3,000 per day. And the growth rate, they're both good, excellent density, the FUE and FUT. However, the FUE does have 5 to 10% less density than the FUT. So this is the demonstration of the FUT linear scar. Some of my scar will be bigger than this, some of them are smaller. The result vary. Some of the scar will be longer and some will be shorter. The longer the scar is for bigger surgery from ear to ear. The shorter scar is for smaller surgery.